Yes, Dana Abercrombie, the Koalition. It is wonderful to speak to you. Anthony, you created this. Otto, you are his vision. This was so much fun. So I have to wonder for you, Anthony, what was it when you finally got this project and you're like, oh, it's going to be a TV series? What on a scene or character or element was you really excited to kind of expand upon?
I guess for me, the most important part of it was Alex's relationship to MI6, particularly when I heard that Stephen Delane had been cast as Blunt and the wonderful Vicky McClure as Mrs. Jones. I couldn't wait to see those scenes of Alex having to hold his own against these very manipulative and really quite not entirely pleasant adults. And that, for me, I couldn't wait to see Otto hold his own against those two wonderful actors.
Right. And Otto, you play Alex Rider. I was wondering, when you got the character and you got the script and everything, what was the process like in order for you to break it down so you pay homage to what fans know, but make him your own?
Yeah, I spoke a lot to the director, Andreas Prochaska, at the beginning when we were sort of prepping for the role. And he said, just bring as much of yourself to it as you can, because I think he'd seen something in me that was very relatable to the character. And I definitely identified with the character in lots of ways as well. So I really just tried to throw myself into the physicality of it. I did a lot of Krav Maga training and swimming, running. I did some climbing as well, which you'll get to see in the series. I even did some snowboard training, but they wouldn't let me do the snowboarding scenes, unfortunately. But you'll get to see a great sequence there. And for emotionally, I mean, like for me, I was just, it's similar to Alex. I was thrown into the deep end with this show. It's a bigger project than I've ever worked on, and I really had to adapt quickly, and I did. So I had a great time filming.
And for both of you, what is it about the Alex Rider character that you love so much? I mean, you created it, Anthony. What was it that the character you couldn't get out of your head that you loved? And for you, for portraying him, what was it about him?
Okay, well, for me, the most important thing for Alex was that he was a reluctant spy, but he wasn't a superhero, but he was in many ways a very ordinary teenager and kid. He cannot jump off a 6-story building without hurting his ankles. So he's not a superhero in latex. And that, to me, was the most important thing. And it's also, incidentally, the reason why I think Otto's performance is so fabulous, because it is so believable. You believe this is a real human being.
Yeah, and for me, I would say similarly. I think what makes Alex such a great character is that he is relatable. He is a normal kid. He does exactly what normal kids do at school. You know, he goes to parties and he's still trying to work out how to talk to people that he fancies and all this sort of stuff. But he's also juggling that with being a super spy, and he has an incredible moral compass that he follows to a T. So I think in a world where there's a lot of bad happening at the moment, and the everyday heroes are the ones that we're looking to. Alex is a perfect example.
Right. Now, for either one of you, what would you say would be Alex's best and worst qualities in season 1?
Wow. His worst quality, impetuous, too impetuous.
He's pretty impetuous
at times, Otto. Sometimes you lash out at people and they fall unconscious at your feet.
This is true. Yeah, maybe I'd say his best quality is that he, no, I'd say his worst quality is that he doesn't, at the beginning of the series, he doesn't know how to, he doesn't always communicate with his best friend very well. He's secretive, and he doesn't know how to be open because he's never learned how to communicate in that way, and that's difficult.
And his best quality is when he does learn. And then
yeah, that's what I was going to say. His best quality is that he has so much love and care to give for the people that he cares about. So that would be it. And when he does come out of his shell, he's special.
Right. And also, was there a particular scene, especially for you as the writer, that you enjoyed seeing, and for you that you really enjoyed being in and watching and acting in?
Well, I didn't actually write the show. That was Guy Burt, but I was very heavily involved in the script writing process. And if the question was which scenes that I most enjoy,
yes,
I would say whenever Otto and Brennock are on the screen together. Tom, the character played by Brennock O'Connor, is quite a small character in the book, but because the actor was so wonderful, he somehow became bigger and bigger in the TV version. And I just loved seeing these two guys on the screen together. Their friendship to me was really special.
And for me, I would say, yeah, sorry.
Oh, no.
No, for me, I would say there was so much that I wanted to see come to life from the books, but the scene where Alex is snowboarding down the mountain, I wanted to see massively, and I think that we've done that one justice. So hopefully the viewers like it.
And if you could describe the show, season 1, using one word, what would you both use?
Epic. Oh, roller coaster. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
I like epic roller coaster, putting your word and mine together.
Go on then. Epic roller coaster.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thanks, Dana.
No problem.